Hey, everybody, and welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be exploring something called internet memes. I know that might sound a little strange, especially if you're not, spending all your time online these days.
Yeah.
But trust me, memes are pretty fascinating, and they've become a really big part of how we communicate these days.
You know what's interesting is that even if you're not familiar with the term meme, you've probably come across them in one form or another. I mean, think of a catchy tune that just gets stuck in your head, or a funny phrase that everyone starts repeating. Those are kind of like real life memes.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. Like that Gilroy was here, graffiti. That was popular back in the 1940s. Do you remember that one? People were drawing it everywhere, even overseas during the war. That's an early example of a meme,
It
even before the internet came along.
Exactly. And that brings us to the heart of what a meme is. It's basically an idea, a behavior, or a style that spreads from person to person within a culture. It's often something symbolic that represents a particular theme or a phenomenon.
So it's not just about funny pictures online.
Not at all. The internet has just made it so much easier for these memes to spread far and wide. But the concept itself is actually much older. The term meme was coined by a scientist named Richard Dawkins back in 1976.
Wow, 1976. That's way before the internet as we know it. What was he talking about back then?
He was writing about how ideas and cultural trends evolve, kind of like genes do in biology. He used the word meme to describe a unit of cultural information that gets copied and passed on, and sometimes changes along the way. So just like genes replicate and evolve biologically, memes do the same culturally.
Oh, so in a way, memes are like the building blocks of our culture.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep for something that's often just a funny picture with a caption.
Absolutely. And they can tell us a lot about what's going on in society, what people are thinking about,
Oh,
and what they find funny or relatable.
okay, I'm starting to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some examples might help. What are some of the most well-known memes out there?
Well, there are so many, and they change so quickly. But let's start with one that's pretty recognizable. The distracted boyfriend meme. It's that stock photo of a guy looking at another woman while he's walking with his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. It's always used to show someone being tempted by something, even if it's not another person.
Exactly. It's a simple image, but it's so relatable that it's become a meme template. People change the captions or add different elements to create new meanings and apply it to all sorts of situations.
Like a visual shorthand for a common human experience.
Precisely. And that's what makes memes so effective. They tap into shared experiences and emotions in a way that transcends language barriers.
Okay, that makes sense. What about another example?
How about the first world problems meme? That's the one with a person looking all sad and dramatic, usually with a caption about something that's really a minor inconvenience.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
Like complaining about slow Wi-Fi when millions of people don't even have access to the internet.
Yes. It's a way of poking fun at the often trivial complaints of people in developed countries. It's a form of social commentary, albeit a lighthearted one.
It makes you realize how good we actually have it, even when we're complaining about little things.
Exactly. Memes can be funny, but they can also make us think about the world around us in new ways.
All right, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. These memes, they're not just silly pictures. They're a reflection of our culture and how we communicate.
That's a great observation. And we've only just scratched the surface. There's a whole world of memes out there, each with its own story and meaning.
Well, I'm definitely intrigued. Let's take a deeper dive into this meme verse
Yeah.
and explore some more examples and the stories behind them.
Sounds like a plan. Welcome back to our deep dive into internet memes.
We've been talking about what memes are and how they've become this fascinating form of communication online.
And you've already pointed out how they reflect our culture and the things we find relatable.
Right, but I'm still curious about how these things actually spread and evolve.
Yeah.
It seems like new memes pop up all the time.
It's true, the internet has really accelerated the creation and spread of memes.
And we talked about that scientist Richard Dawkins and how he compared memes to genes.
Exactly. And just like genes, memes can mutate and adapt over time.
So how does that work in the world of memes?
Well, there are a couple of main ways memes evolve. One is through mimicry, where the original meme gets replicated in new settings or contexts.
So like people are copying a funny video or image, but they're adding their own little twist to it.
Precisely, think of it like a game of telephone where the message changes slightly as it's passed from person to person.
That makes sense, and the internet just makes it so much faster for those variations to spread.
Absolutely. And then there's remixing where technology comes into play. People use tools like Photoshop to alter the original meme, adding new layers of meaning or humor.
So it's like taking a classic joke and updating it for a new generation.
That's a great way to think about it. And sometimes these remixes can become even more popular than the original meme.
It's fascinating how something so simple can take on a life of its own and evolve in these really unexpected ways.
And that's part of what makes memes so unpredictable and intriguing.
You know, it's funny, when we started talking about memes, I thought it was all about silly pictures and jokes.
It's easy to dismiss them as just frivolous fun.
But now I'm realizing there's a lot more to it.
Memes can be incredibly insightful, offering these little glimpses into our collective psyche and highlighting social trends.
We've already seen how they can reflect our everyday experiences and even poke fun at ourselves.
And they often capture current events or social issues in a way that's both humorous and thought-provoking.
Like that first world problems meme, it really makes you think about things from a different perspective.
Exactly. Memes can be a form of social commentary, even if it's disguised as humor.
I'm also starting to see how celebrities and public figures play a role in this whole meme culture.
It's interesting, isn't it? Some people just seem to have a memeable quality about them.
Like Drake, his facial expressions are mean gold.
It's true. He's become this symbol for relatable emotions and reactions.
And I've even noticed that politicians have tried to get in on the meme game.
It's become increasingly common, especially as they try to connect with younger voters.
It doesn't always work, does it?
Not at all. Authenticity is key in the world of memes. People can spot a fake a mile away.
Like when Michael Bloomberg tried to use memes in his campaign, it just felt so forced and insincere.
Yes, that's a great example of how meme culture can backfire if it's not done right.
So there's a right and a wrong way to use memes. It's like there's a whole etiquette I need to learn.
There are definitely some unwritten rules, but it all comes down to understanding the culture and using memes in a way that feels genuine and relatable.
Well, I'm definitely learning a lot.
Yeah.
It's amazing how something that seems so simple on the surface can have so much depth and complexity.
That's the beauty of memes. They're constantly evolving and surprising us with their versatility.
And we're not done yet. I'm really curious to explore some more specific examples and see how memes have impacted different areas of our lives.
Let's dive in. We've got some fascinating stories to uncover.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of internet memes.
We've covered a lot of ground, from what memes are and how they evolve to how they reflect our culture and even influence our thinking.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I'm really starting to appreciate the power of these seemingly simple images and phrases.
They really can be quite powerful, shaping conversations and impacting everything from social trends to, believe it or not, the stock market.
Hold on, memes in the stock market now, that's something I never would have connected.
It might sound strange, but it's a real phenomenon. We've even seen it play out in recent years with what's been dubbed meme stocks.
Okay, I've heard that term thrown around, but what exactly are meme stocks?
Essentially, they're companies whose stock prices are heavily influenced by online hype and social media buzz, often driven by memes and discussions within these online communities.
So it's not just about the company's actual performance or financial health.
That's right. The value of these meme stocks is often inflated by the sheer volume of online attention and the enthusiasm of these online communities.
That sounds like a recipe for volatility and risk.
It certainly can be. The most famous example of this is the GameStop saga of 2021.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that. Wasn't that when a bunch of people online drove up the price of GameStop stock, causing quite a stir on Wall Street?
That's exactly it. A group of retail investors, largely coordinated through online forums like Reddit, decided to buy up GameStop stock, sending its price skyrocketing.
So it was like this collective effort driven by social media.
Precisely, and memes played a key role in this whole movement. They became a way for these online communities to rally support, share information, and even poke fun at the traditional financial institutions.
It sounds like David versus Goliath, with memes as the slingshot.
That's a great analogy. It really highlighted the power of online communities and how they can disrupt these traditional market forces.
And how did the financial world react to this meme-driven stock surge?
Well, it definitely caught them off guard. Hedge funds who had bet against GameStop lost billions, and it sparked a lot of debate about the role of social media in financial markets.
It sounds like meme stocks have the potential to be both exciting and dangerous.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating example of how memes, something often seen as frivolous entertainment, can have real-world consequences.
You know, I'm also starting to see how businesses are trying to tap into this whole meme culture.
It's become a popular marketing tactic, especially for brands trying to connect with younger audiences who are immersed in this online culture.
But it seems like it'd be so tricky to pull off memes. It can be so specific and nuanced.
You're absolutely right. It requires a deep understanding of the culture and the ability to use memes in a way that feels authentic and relatable.
I've seen some brands try to use memes and it just feels so cringeworthy, like they're trying too hard to be cool.
That's a common pitfall. Authenticity is key. If a brand's use of memes feels forced or out of touch, it can backfire spectacularly.
So there's a fine line between using memes effectively and becoming a meme yourself in a bad way.
Well said. The best examples of meme marketing are those that feel organic and genuinely funny, like they're coming from a place of understanding the audience and the culture.
So it's not just about slapping a meme on an ad and hoping for the best.
Not at all. It's about understanding the language of memes, the humor, the irony, and the shared experiences they represent.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into internet memes. It's been an eye-opening journey for me.
I'm glad you found it insightful. It's a topic that's constantly evolving, so it's always fascinating to explore.
You know, we've seen how memes can be funny, thought-provoking, influential, and even disruptive.
They're a reflection of our culture, a way we communicate, and a force to be reckoned with in various aspects of our lives.
So to all our listeners out there, the next time you see a meme, don't just laugh it off. Take a moment to think about what it says about us, how it's spreading, and what impact it might have.
That's a great takeaway. Stay curious, keep exploring, and always be ready for the next viral sensation.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of internet memes. We'll catch you next time for another insightful exploration.